Hey guys, Ewan here with the Old School Labs, and right here you're watching a finally retired Dexter Jackson doing some legs, doing some leg presses, and it's great to see him still in the gym, and he says that some things never change and that he will be training till the rest of his life. And it's awesome to see him still being active, still being able to lift some really heavy weight, but there is something that I'm sure many of you have noticed. And of course, it was expected. He lost some size. He lost a lot of size. So he's retired now. There is no reason for him to be as big as he once was. His last physique update, he looked really big. I thought he's gonna maintain a lot of muscle, but that wouldn't be smart. Why would he do that if he's not competing? Why would he be 260 or whatever? So he downsized. He lost about 40 pounds, and you can mainly see it in his arms, here at least, but you can see his entire physique, his entire body doesn't look as big and as thick as before. So here was a comment. Somebody asked him, what's the plan here, blah, 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 and he says, I'm sized down from 265 to 225, and his goal is to stay here, to stay at 225. And I think that's great. I mean, that's also a lot of muscle for a guy of his height. 225, that's not little. And really, what would be the point of being 265 now when he's retired? He has been big for probably too long. He's 51 now. Being 51 and being that big, for so long, I'm sure it had some toll on his health. And now that he's finally retired, he can finally take it easy, stop eating so much, stop doing the drugs so much. He's probably completely off at this point. Not completely off, but I mean like TRT doses. He'll probably forever stay on TRT. Why would he go off completely? But I'm sure he's not doing any kind of crazy cycles or that he ever plans on doing those. But then again, maybe he does. Maybe eventually someday he decides to make a comeback. Who knows? It's possible. I mean, his body served him well until this age. Maybe if he refreshes his body and stays off everything for a while, maybe his body wants to respond again. Maybe when he's like 55 or something, he makes a comeback. I mean, take a look at him right here in the off-season back when he was active bodybuilder. I mean, I'm saying back, but he retired only a few months ago. But back in the day, here, he looked absolutely insane. And of course, he's not going to be able to stay like this. When he's retired, he doesn't need to, he shouldn't. He's decided to be 225, to stay healthy, to look still very muscular, and if he ever decides to come back, I'm sure he can do it very easily. Alright, next we have Keone Pearson, who looks thick as a brick. Take a look at this guy, take a look at the amount of muscle that he's carrying right now. Whenever I see a photo of him, he looks more impressive. I don't know what's going on, and you can still hear me being so amazed with the transformation this guy keeps making. So here you can see him standing next to this guy, Brett Wilkin, who is a IBB pro in open division, of course. And I think Keone looks better. I think Keone looks thicker. Yeah, he's shorter, but still, I think he would beat this guy on the stage. He's a former classic physique competitor, but he was classic when he was natural. And then he started using gear and he grew like crazy. Now he's a 212 competitor. And I'm pretty sure he's not going to be staying there for long. I think the last show he did, he was close to a weight cap. And he's very young, and he only started competing on this level recently. He only did one season as a 212 competitor, so I'm sure very soon he will get to the open. And yeah, he's a shorter guy, but still, I think he can do an amazing job in the open, and I'm sure he can be one of the top guys. Imagine what he's going to look like in 5, 6, 10 years. He's like 26, something like that at this point, 25, 26. So imagine him at 35. I don't know how much muscle can he add to this frame, not a lot. He's pretty much maxed that out already. He just needs to gain more maturity and, maybe add some details here and there, maybe make his chest a little bit thicker, and yeah, mainly it's a maturity thing for him now. But I'm sure, he's gonna grow. Sure, he's gonna grow a little bit more. I don't know how much more can he grow at this point, but I'm sure he will grow a little bit more. And then when he does the open division, he's gonna do amazing. That's my prediction. I think he's going to be one of the top bodybuilders at Mr. Olympia in the open. What do you guys think? Alright, this is interesting. This can get heated. I don't think it will though, but it can. It happened before. Blessing Awodibu, who is doing New York Pro this year, he has announced, basically jokingly of course, that he's going to be doing men's physique. Now, the last time something like this happened was when Anton Valiant did that guest posing in board shorts, and he posed like a Men's Physique guy, and he was kind of trolling the guys. And Jeremy Buendia didn't like that, so he made this entire rant, very angry rant at Anton. It created a lot of drama, a lot of content to make videos about too. But it was more of a trolling than this. This is basically Blessing saying that his waist is small. That's how I see it. He's not trolling anybody. He's just saying my waist is so small, I look so fit that I can do Men's Physique if I want. But you can still obviously see that he's insanely huge. So he's going to be doing open, of course. But just saying this, I don't think this is anything bad to say about Men's Physique. And Jeremy Buendia, if he finds it offensive, I'm sure he will keep his calm and he's not going to say anything about it this time around. Last time when he did, he got a lot of backlash. People didn't like him being so negative and not accepting a joke. But here, it's really nothing negative here. It's just Blessing saying that his waist is small. And yeah, he actually looks really good. I don't think Nick Walker could pull this out. He wouldn't look this aesthetic. Even though Nick also thinks he has a small waist. But no, I don't think he does. And I don't think his physique is very aesthetic. He doesn't have this kind of muscle bellies, round muscle bellies, and this kind of, well-flowing aesthetic physique. So that's going to be an advantage for Blessing come New York Pro. He's going to have an amazing aesthetic physique. As long as he gets conditioned, I'm sure he will with Chad Nichols. And it's going to be, again, size and graininess that Nick has against aesthetics and shape that Blessing has. Kind of a Dorian Yates versus Flex Wheeler situation. We all know what happened back then. Is it going to be the same thing this year around? We'll see. So talking about that New York Pro, I made a few videos about it, but I didn't know that Hassan Mostafa is also doing it. So here you can see him at Dragon Slayer, that's Flex Lewis's gym, training with Flex Lewis and Neil Hill. And this guy is an absolute beast. If he does that New York Pro and if he brings an amazing shape, he has a very big chance of actually winning it. I would bet on him. I mean, last time I saw him on stage when he was on, it was an amazing package. I thought he's gonna win the last year's New York Pro, and everybody thought so when he first stepped on stage. And later on, as the show went on, he started fading away. I don't know why. It probably has something to do with peaking properly, dehydration, and stuff like that. But at that one point, he seemed like a clear winner of the show. And this time around, he's going to be facing Nick Walker and Justin Rodriguez and Blessing Awodibu. And this is also almost a year after he did that New York Pro. So it's going to be improved version of Hassan Mostafa. And he's an amazing bodybuilder. Crazy legs, crazy muscle bellies. Maybe a little bit narrow to the shoulders, not super wide back, but nobody is perfect. He has some flaws, although everything considered, he's an amazing bodybuilder, and if he brings his A game, I think he has probably the biggest chance to win it. And as far as Nick Walker, we haven't really got much, but we can see his legs from the side. And he's known for hamstrings. His hamstrings are absolutely freaky. They don't really look that freaky in this shot right here, but trust me, he has insane hamstrings. And also you can see the conditioning. His legs, his glutes are starting to look very dry, and I never really doubted that he's going to be bringing his best shape possible to this New York Pro. And with his size, I mean, look at him. Look at how big he is. Not very aesthetic though. There is no V-taper here. He is that kind of, as Arnold used to say, bottle-shaped bodybuilder. But the size, the freakiness of this guy is just outstanding. And with this kind of size and with this kind of conditioning and graininess and everything, he has like completeness of the physique, the muscle density, the insane amount of muscle, the size. He can do very well. He can win the show. So it's going to be very close between these three guys, I'd say. Hassan, Justin, and Nick. It can go either way. And I don't personally think Blessing has a chance against these monsters. But you never know. You never know. We'll see. We'll see when the show happens. And we also have a physique update, off-season update of Steve Laureus, a classic physique guy, is one of the top contenders, possibly a future Mr. Olympia winner, because he really has all the traits. Like, he's a tall guy, he has an amazing waistline, good vacuum, big arms, unlike the champion, Chris Bumstead. And here is him in the off-season. He looks swole, he looks big, he looks round, but the problem with him is not the size, really. He has it. I'm not sure about his weight, but I'm pretty sure he's close to the weight cap. And it's all about conditioning, really. I mean, the last time he competed at the Arnold Classic, he kind of lost because he was not as conditioned as Alex Cambronero and Terence Ruffin. Although I think he was conditioned enough, but he somehow messed it up with carving up or the peak week stuff. Anyways, this is him on vacation, and this is his physique in the off season. He has it. He has everything that he needs to have to be a top classic physique competitor. And I mean, he kind of is already, but to be like at the top of the Mr. Olympia, I can imagine him up there with the top guys. He just needs to get really conditioned. Can he do it? I hope so. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. All the best, guys, and keep it old school.